Your brain doesn't work like ChatGPT. It has specialized regions for memory, perception, reasoning, and action, all working together in perfect harmony. Now, AI researchers have figured out how to replicate this exact architecture in AI. And the result? Agents that can perceive, reason, adapt, collaborate, and even improve themselves. This is happening right now. And I've broken down an entire 264-page research paper so you don't have to. So here we go. Hey everyone, I am Priyanka, and on this channel, we decode cutting-edge AI research and translate it into insights that you can actually use, whether you're a developer, researcher, or just someone who wants to understand where technology is headed. So today, we're diving into what many experts are calling a watershed moment in AI research: foundational agents. This is based on a landmark 264-page survey paper from over 40 researchers at Stanford, Yale, Microsoft, Meta, and DeepMind. Before we get into foundation agents, we need to understand what's wrong with current AI systems. LLMs are essentially monolithic systems. They are trained on massive amounts of data, and then they are done, static, frozen in time. Sure, they can generate impressive text, answer questions, even write code, but they can't truly adapt to new information without being completely retrained. They can't improve themselves. They can't form specialized teams to tackle complex problems, and they certainly cannot evolve over time based on experiences. Think about it. Your brain doesn't work this way. When you learn something new, you don't have to retrain your entire neural network from scratch. Your memory systems, perception systems, and reasoning systems all work independently but coordinate seamlessly. You have specialized regions that evolve for specific tasks. And here's the key insight that drives this entire paper. What if we could build AI systems that work more like your brain? Not just mimicking the outputs of intelligence, but actually replicating the architecture of intelligence itself. Now, this brings us to the core innovation: brain-inspired modular AI architecture. Now, instead of one giant model doing everything, foundational agents are built from 5 specialized cognitive modules. Let's break down each one, because understanding this architecture is crucial to everything else that we will discuss from here on. So first up, memory systems. Just like your brain has different types of memory, there's short-term, there's long-term, there's episodic memory, foundational agents implement the same structure. The paper describes what they call a memory life cycle with 5 stages: acquisition, encoding, derivation, retrieval, and utilization. Now, short-term memory maintains current context, what you're working on right now. Long-term memory stores persistent knowledge and user preferences. And episodic memory reconstructs past experiences in sequence. Now, this isn't just about storing data, it's about knowing when to remember, what to remember, and how to use those memories to inform future decisions. Now, the second module is the world modeling. This enables agents to maintain internal representations of their environment, basically a mental model of how the world works. This can be explicit, like rule-based systems or simulators. It can be implicit, like embedded within neural network weights, or it can be hybrid, combining symbolic reasoning with learned representation. Why does this matter? Because an agent with a good world model can predict consequences, plan ahead, and understand cause and effect. Now, Module 3, Reward Processing Systems. These provide the motivational mechanism that guide intelligent behavior, inspired by your brain's dopaminergic reward circuits. Now, agents can optimize for intrinsic rewards, things like curiosity, novelty, surprise minimization. And then you can optimize for extrinsic rewards like user satisfaction, task success, externally defined goals. This is what makes agents goal-directed rather than just reactive. Now, this one's interesting. Module 4 is emotion-like systems. These aren't emotions in the human sense, but they simulate affect behavior, prioritization, and reasoning. These modules influence decision thresholds, memory weighing, and interaction style, leading to more human-aligned responses and adaptive behaviors. Now think of it like this. If an agent detects user frustration, these systems might adjust the communication on style to be more patient or provide more detailed explanations. Now, finally, number 5 is the perception systems. These ground agent decisions in external stimuli across multiple modalities. This ranges from text-only inputs to cross-modal processing, text plus images, to fully multimodal integrations across vision, audio, and sensor data. The key here is that all 5 modules work together, just like regions of your brain. They are specialized but interconnected. And this modular approach has massive advantages that we will explore next. Now here's where things get really interesting. Foundational agents aren't just modular. They are designed to evolve themselves. Now the paper discusses what they call self-enhancement and adaptive evolution mechanisms. Basically how agents can autonomously refine their own capabilities. Think about that for a second. These aren't systems that wait for human developers to push updates. They actively work to improve themselves. This includes techniques like AutoML and LLM-driven optimization strategies that enable agents to modify their own parameters, workflows, and even architectural components. The self-evolution process operates across multiple dimensions. At the component level, agents can refine individual modules, improving their memory systems, perception capabilities, or tool usage. At the architectural level, they can optimize their high-level design, discovering the most effective combination of modules for specific tasks. And here's the crazy part. Some advanced implementations can dynamically rewrite their own operational code. Now, recent research has formalized this shift with a new acronym, moving from MOP, M-O-P, to MASE, M-A-S-E. MOP stands for Model Offline Pre-training, the old way where models are trained once and deployed. MASE stands for Multi-Agent Self-Evolving Systems, and these create a continuous self-improvement cycle. Here's how it works. Agents evolve through accumulated experiences. These evolved agents can then earn more valuable experiences, which leads to more evolution. It's a positive feedback loop. These agents can perform online and offline improvements similar to scientific discovery processes, autonomously exploring creative possibilities. Now, if you're thinking this sounds powerful but potentially dangerous, you're not alone. We will address the safety implications in a few minutes here. But first, there's another layer to this as well. What happens when multiple agents work together? The third major breakthrough in this paper examines collective intelligence, how multiple agents can collaborate to achieve outcomes beyond individual capability. The authors investigate what they call collaborative and evolutionary multi-agent systems, looking at how agents interact, cooperate, and form social structures. And here's what's fascinating about this. These systems develop patterns to human social dynamics. Multi-agent systems can do things that simple agents simply cannot. They share information across the network. They divide complex tasks based on specialized capabilities. They coordinate actions across distributed environments. And just like human organizations, agents can develop specialized roles within agent societies. Now, think about how humans solve complex problems. You don't have one person who's an expert in everything. You build teams with diverse skills. Foundational agents work the same way. One agent might specialize in data analysis, another in creative ideation, another in quality verification. But here's where it gets really interesting, and the paper discusses this, how these agents can support, correct, and even challenge each other, developing a form of peer review. This collective intelligence approach has massive implications for real-world applications, scientific research, business analytics, autonomous systems coordination. Imagine a research team of AI agents working together to solve a scientific problem. One agent scours recent papers, another designs experiments, another analyzes results, another generates hypotheses. The system isn't limited by one agent's capabilities or knowledge. It's limited only by the collective capacity of the entire network. And because each agent is self-evolving, the entire system becomes smarter over time without human intervention. Now, we need to talk about the elephant in the room here, safety. The paper dedicates substantial attention to ensuring that powerful agent systems remain safe and beneficial, and for good reason. Self-evolving AI that can rewrite its own code and collaborate in networks sounds amazing for capability, but it also amplifies the possible risks. The authors emphasize what they call the critical imperative of building safe, secure, and beneficial AI systems. This includes addressing both intrinsic and extrinsic security threats, ethical alignment, robustness, and practical mitigation strategies. Now let's break down the specific risks they identified. The first is prompt injection attacks. These are where malicious inputs try to hijack an agent's behavior. Second is the model poisoning. This is contaminating the training data or fine-tuning process to corrupt agent behavior. Third is hallucinations, when agents confidently generate false information. And fourth is misaligned objectives, when an agent optimizes for the wrong goal or optimizes correctly but in unexpected and harmful ways. Now, the paper proposes several forward-looking solutions around this, and one is called superalignment, developing methods to align superintelligent systems that are smarter than humans. Another is safety scaling laws, mathematical frameworks that guide responsible development as capabilities increase. The safety framework they propose has multiple layers of protection, multi-objective alignment approaches that balance competing goals, continual risk assessment protocols, robust mitigation strategies for identified vulnerabilities. And here's the critical point. The paper emphasizes that safety considerations must be integrated throughout the design, training, and deployment lifecycle of the systems, not as an afterthought, not as a PR move, as a fundamental architectural requirement. The paper pushes for agents that are not just powerful, but also trustworthy. Because let's be honest, if we build self-evolving multi-agent AI systems without solving for alignment, we are potentially creating systems that we cannot control. The good news, the researchers are taking this seriously. This isn't hand-waving. This is detailed technical work on safety infrastructure. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great in theory, but is anyone actually building these systems? Well, here's what's remarkable. This paper was published as a survey, a synthesis of existing research and a roadmap for the future. But it turns out some companies have been independently developing architectures that align mostly, almost perfectly with this framework. One AI company's CEO reviewed this paper and noted the parallels between this independent research and our multi-agent generative systems aren't just interesting, they validate our entire approach. Now, this suggests The brain-inspired architecture isn't just theoretical elegance, it represents the practical engineering principles that people are already discovering working. We're seeing early implementations in industrial AI, autonomous systems, scientific research platforms, and enterprise analytics. And the timeline, this isn't decades away, I think. Some of these systems are operational today, and the question isn't whether foundational agents will replace current LLM architectures. The question is, how much time is it going to take, and what are we doing step by step to get there? So what does all this actually mean? Well, let's talk implications. For AI researchers and developers, this paper provides a comprehensive roadmap. The modular brain-inspired approach offers clear guidance for building the next generation of AI systems. And for businesses and enterprises, foundational agents represent this leap in capability. And we're moving from AI assistance to AI collaboration that can autonomously improve and work in teams. And for policymakers and regulators, this accelerates the timeline for needing robust AI governance. Self-evolving systems that operate in networks require new regulatory frameworks for sure. And for anyone who uses AI, the systems can interact with over the next few years are going to feel fundamentally different. So instead of asking an LLM a question and getting a static response, you will work with agents that remember your preferences, build models of your need, collaborate with other agents on your behalf, and continuously get better at helping you. So this paper's framework addresses current limitations while opening the pathways towards more capable, more adaptable, and more trustworthy AI. Now, as AI systems increasingly operate in open-ended dynamic environments requiring real-time adaptation, these principles will likely shape the field's trajectory for years to come. And the ultimate vision is, I think, slightly clear, moving beyond static language models towards agent systems that perceive, reason, plan, act, adapt, collaborate, self-improve, all while maintaining alignment with human values. And this represents not merely an incremental advance, but a fundamental reimagining of what AI can become. Now, foundational agents mark a pivotal improvement in AI development. Now, we've covered the 5 cognitive modules, the self-evolution mechanisms, multi-agent collaboration, and the critical safety framework required for development and deployment. If you want to dive deeper, I've links to the full paper in the description below, along with additional resources and specific topics that we covered today. The AI landscape is changing faster than most people realize. Now, foundational agents aren't the future, they are happening right now. And if you want to start, I have the breakdown of how to become an AI engineer today in these videos, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you. Bye.